So Moon Knight episode 5 is finally here, and it is insane. We not only get clarification on who the giant hippo was at the end of last week's episode, but we also get a lot of character development from Mark, and we also see how he got his powers. So without further ado, let's just get into the breakdown. We start the episode in the office of Dr. Harrow, trying to calm Mark down as the events of last week's episode are just enough to drive anyone crazy. Anyway, the guards sedate Mark, and then we cut back to Torit the hippo, and it's revealed that this mental hospital that we're seeing is actually a form of the afterlife. It's a plane of existence similar to that of the ancestral plane that we see in Black Panther. We actually get a mention of the ancestral plane as well, but it's clear it's linked to the person's religious beliefs and their mind. The ancestral plane was for the Wakandans, as that is seen as their afterlife, just to clarify. And there are multiple afterlives within the MCU. Mark rushes out of the asylum to find himself in this afterlife, and Torit says that they must face judgment before going to the Field of Reeds, which is basically just heaven. And to enter the Field of Reeds, they need to have their hearts weighed by a feather. Now this episode at its core is basically just a filler episode. Therefore, not really much happens to drive the plot forward, and I do find it strange that they went with this approach, as this is the penultimate episode of the series. But this is done for a reason. The purpose of this episode is for Stephen and Mark to atone for their sins and to come to terms with what they've done in the past. These memories are shown through doorways that present the memories. The main memory we see throughout the episode is a younger Mark Spector. We actually see that Mark is the original personality, having a brother that drowns in a cave as a child, and this is Mark's fault. We see that this causes a rift between him and his mother, who constantly abuses him, taking out her anger by whipping him with a belt. Another huge reveal is that we also see how Stephen became a personality. As a child, Mark and his brother would play characters, and his character was an explorer named Stephen Grant. After the death of his brother, Mark used Stephen as a coping mechanism to try and escape from the real world. We even see that when Mark's mother passed away, he allowed Stephen to pretend everything was fine and that she was in fact still alive, as Stephen has the life that Mark always wishes that he had. During the wake of Mark's mother, he refuses to be a part of it and breaks down in tears in what is possibly the most emotional, most fucked up scene in the MCU so far. We also get a bit of a Moon Knight origin story with Mark on the brink of death and Khonshu revealing himself, allowing Mark to live if he can use him as his avatar. Back on the boat, the trio get attacked by zombie-like creatures, and Stephen ends up sacrificing himself so that Mark can go on to stop Harrow. Stephen actually dies here, but Mark is also dead, and he's sent to the Field of Reeds. And that is where the episode comes to a close. As for the finale, I don't really think they're going to be able to stick the landing. There's so much left to do in such a short amount of time that I'm not sure the final episode will be fantastic. In fact, I think it may be fairly messy, as they need to sort out these things in order to wrap up the series. Torit must go to Layla so she can free Khonshu, then Khonshu actually needs to be freed, then Mark and Stephen have to be resurrected, then they need to stop Harrow, and to be honest, I'm not sure they can do all that within like 50 minutes, as well as setting up other projects and like having post-credit scenes and all that. And I will say this for the last time before the final episode airs. I do think that Blade will be in the post-credit scene to recruit Moon Knight into the Midnight Suns. And if I'm wrong, I am not going to be very happy about that, but I guess only time will tell. Anyway though, I've been Cosmic Films, and I'll see you later. Just one more thing as well. Next week is actually my birthday, on the 4th, which is when the finale comes out, so whether I do an episode or not, just on the breakdown, I'm not sure if I will or not. It depends, like, if I've got a lot to say about it, the post-credit scenes and all that, but anyway, I don't want to get onto like a big rambling phase, so I'm just going to leave it there, and I might see you next week, I might not, but for the time being, I've got my mind set. The next video that I'm going to make is a Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness video, like about what needs to happen in that film. And that should be coming out within the next few days. I'll probably try and get it out by the weekend. And then obviously I'll have a review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness when it comes out on the 5th of May. But anyway though, thank you very much. I'll see you later.